I think you certainly can, as long as you're not doing everything that goes along with printing
business.
that money.
Okay.
Right?
Welcome. We are Money Copilot LLC. Join us as we share our roadmap to help people along on their journey to better financial health. Your wallet will thank you.
So, Neeli, this has been very eye-opening. I just got to say, from a business owner's perspective, it makes me wonder, I don't know if my kids are going to want to do the business that I'm in. What are the things that I should be considering just focusing on the business owner perspective?
Yeah, and that's a great question, Tunji, because a business is not like any other asset, right? If you have an investment account, there's money sitting in that investment account, right? It's stock market. It can be converted into cash fairly easily. That is not the case with a business.
Oh,
right?
Okay, that's
because
true.
If you've got an operating business that's generating, say, X dollars of cash flow for you on a monthly basis or an annual basis, that's great. And you're running the business and you're able to support your family.
Okay.
Now, if something happens to you, you have to either know if your family is going to be able to step into your shoes and run the business.
Okay.
Oftentimes, that's not the case.
Mm.
So if that's not the case, or if you have minor children, for example, or your spouse is not involved in the business and they don't really know how to run that business, now you've got a business that most likely needs to be sold, right?
That's
now,
a little worrying.
And it needs to be sold without you in it.
So I couldn't have just set up my business and make it to where it's basically printing money and it continue to do that after I'm gone?
I think you certainly can, as long as you're not doing everything that goes along with printing
business.
that money.
Okay,
right?
I got it.
So if you are doing everything, then without you, somebody else has to do that, which means somebody needs to get hired to run that. Now, that's going to impact the cash flow that's coming into your family.
Okay.
Right? Because if somebody else is doing the job you were doing, they need to get compensated for it.
True.
Right? And there's management and supervision that goes along with it. Right? Right now, you are the owner, and if there's certain activities you're doing, you're going to do it at a certain level that an employee or an independent contractor may not do it at that same level, or may not have the same.
Yeah, you can't find good help these days, it seems.
Well,
okay.
and it's just not their business, right?
Yeah.
They don't own it. They don't have that passion or purpose behind it. So there's all these nuances that you have to think about. And the biggest point I want to kind of drive home here is the business is what I call illiquid. It's not cash sitting in the bank, right?
Okay,
So because of that, you can pass the business down, but the value may not be there.
Okay.
Because the value of your business with you in it is different and much higher than value of your business without you in it.
Okay.
Right? So you have to consider that when passing down a business. And a lot of times business owners don't think about it that way.
I would say that business partners don't think about it that way either, because sometimes people will try to kill you just because you got a good business going, and they don't realize that you're part of the value of the business.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So yeah, it's for business owners, I think estate planning is a must. You've got to think through all this stuff and really put a plan that is practical. And what I would say is estate planning is one thing, but you also probably need to have a plan to pull money out of your business and start creating a liquid nest egg, which is kind of, building that cash, this savings
from the business. So
from the business.
This is very interesting because it sounds like simultaneously you have to think about the employees, if you do have employees or contractors that you have for your business, to kind of take care of them if you pass. But then at the same time, if you haven't figured out a way to be able to get money out of the business as it's going in the first place, you have to make sure that can happen so that you can take care of your own family.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people are not necessarily thinking about that. We really think about just today.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And while you do that, there's other mechanisms, right? people like yourself, you can do life insurance planning. You can,
Okay.
there's using other financial tools to kind of soften the blow,
Okay.
so to speak. Every individual, they need to, one, do an annual financial review. So that's one.
Ding.
As part of that annual financial review, you need to make sure that you, one, if you don't have a estate plan, a basic level of estate plan, you need to have that.
Ding.
Or review it on an annual basis. Make sure the people you have named are still healthy and living and are able to do whatever position that you have named them for. Three, make sure your incapacity planning has been taken care of, right? So if something happens to you, if there's a health issue, do you have the right paperwork in place?
Okay.
Otherwise, you're looking at a much involved process. Like if you already get sick and then your family has to go through, that's a court process. That's much lengthy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's three. Four, I would say if you're a business owner, there's a whole lot more to this. And you really need to work with a CPA, a financial advisor, and an estate planning attorney, and probably a corporate attorney to really make sure that everybody's working towards the same goal.
Okay.
And five, really, you need to have clarity around your goals, right? What is it that you're looking for in terms of, one, understand and educate yourself on the probate laws and the estate laws. And two, do some reflection and introspection on, okay, who are my loved ones? How do I want to protect them? What do I want to leave to them? Do I have community goals or charitable goals? And that's a lot of self-reflection. So last but not least, spend some time doing that self-reflection.
Yeah, Neeli, I think you just convinced me to see if I can find the fountain of youth so I can stay alive forever and not have to deal with the exploit. I know it's not possible, but, one could dream.
Hey everybody, my name is Neeli Shah. I am with the law offices of Neeli Shah. We are a wills, trusts, and estates practice. So we work with individuals, business owners, and nonprofits with their legacy planning, and we can help our clients with just basic will packages to complex trusts to nonprofit planning as well, and can do charitable planning, forming nonprofits, as well as private foundations. We believe that all estate planning should be purposeful and practical.